In this lesson, we will learn about the construction of subgrade underground drainage facilities. First, let's learn about seepage wells. When multiple water-bearing layers exist below the ground surface, the drainage volume of the upper layer is not large and it is difficult to arrange seepage trenches. Seepage wells are used to penetrate the impermeable layer and guide the upper groundwater into deeper water-bearing layers. Their function is to allow surface water to seep into the ground through the vertical shaft for removal. For seepage wells, we also need to pay attention to the following points. 1. The size of seepage well is generally 50 to 60 centimeters, and the well depth should ensure that surface water or shallow groundwater is guided into the permeable layer. 2. Use a theodolite or total station to survey and set the control stake. Mark the center pile, measure the ground elevation, and use lime lines to mark the excavation line. 3. Generally, manual excavation is used. During excavation, well wall support measures and temporary drainage measures should be determined based on soil quality, hydrological conditions, and excavation depth. 4. The filling in the seepage well should be layered, with broken stones or cobblestones in the lower permeable layer and sand or gravel in the upper impermeable layer. 5. A filter layer needs to be set between the well wall and the filling. A 20 cm thick mortar-set stone sealing layer is built above the filter layer, or a clay stratum not less than 30 cm thick is compacted, with double-layered turf laid at the bottom. Given the difficulty of constructing seepage wells and the high cost per unit area of seepage compared to seepage trenches, they should generally be used sparingly and chosen only after analysis and comparison. Seepage wells are generally considered in the following situations. 1. When surface water or shallow groundwater near the subgrade cannot be drained. 2. Under overpasses of freeways or urban roads. 3. When the subgrade soil has high moisture content. After introducing common subgrade underground drainage facilities, let's learn their corresponding construction processes and methods. First, the construction processes and methods of blind ditch. The first step we need to do is construction preparation. Then, we determine the line, locate the springs, and excavate. Excavate soil ditches, build well and ditch walls, install cover plates. Finally, lay a crushed stone layer and fill the gravel layer. So, what are the differences in construction processes between the seepage trench and blind ditch? Let's take a look. First, some construction preparation is also necessary. Then use a theodolite or total station to mark the center line piles of the seepage trench on site, and mark the excavation position. Depending on the width of the seepage trench and site conditions, choose to use manual excavation or mechanical excavation. Clean the excavated channel and inspect the soil quality and hydrogeological conditions of the base groove to decide whether to deepen the channel or change the design layout. After the base groove is accepted, the next process should be carried out promptly, installing the filter geotextile, drainage pipes, and backfill materials in sequence, and then compacting thoroughly. Next, what are the construction processes and methods for seepage wells? Before construction, it is necessary to investigate the groundwater and geological conditions, and determine the location and depth of the seepage well, which should be less than 10 meters from the embankment slope toe. Resurvey before excavation and proceed with excavation once confirmed. After the excavation of the seepage well pit, inspection, well wall and bottom repair, And cleaning of loose soil and debris should be done promptly. After acceptance, the filtered and washed filling should be filled as soon as possible. Finally, the top of the seepage well should be tightly covered with concrete cover plates to prevent clogging, and the sides should be closed and leveled. Flood damage is the most important factor affecting highway smoothness. Water erosion can easily cause collapse, subsidence, and other diseases, which not only reduces the service life of freeways and increases maintenance cost, but also affects driving safety and comfort. Through this lesson, I hope that you can make good use of the knowledge learned and build good drainage facilities to ensure the smooth passage of freeways.